The South Union Township Supervisors, in cooperation with Armstrong and Breezeline Cable, present the South Union Township Sports Network. Tonight from Mustang Field, it's high school girls soccer action as the Laurel Highlands Mustangs host the Elizabeth Forward Warriors. South Union Township Sports Network coverage brought to you as a joint cooperative venture featuring Township Supervisors Bob Schiff Bauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, Breezeline Cable, Armstrong Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. I'm Brian Morozak with Billy Dice. We'll have the lineups for you next. Back here at Mustang Field, just about ready for the starting lineups tonight. I'm going to turn it over to our public address announcer, Vince Capozzi, to announce the starters for this evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mustang Stadium. Tonight, the WPIAL presents the Elizabeth Forward Lady Warriors and your Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you all rise if you're able. And gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor America and those who defend our freedom around the world with the play of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start Spangled Banner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Lady Warriors of Elizabeth Forward High School. In goal, number 1, Samantha Malik. In midfield, a junior, number 2, Mia Valerio. At forward, a junior, number 3, Brooklyn Baldensberger. On defense, a junior, number 4, Kira Greenwald. On defense, a junior, number 8, Chloe Zombek. On defense, a senior, number 9, Olivia Kristen. At midfield, a junior, number 11, Taylor Schneider. On defense, a junior, number 12, Isabella Crosby. At forward, a senior, number 13, Giovanna Ferraro. On defense, a senior, number 18, Alyssa Terza. And at forward, a freshman, number 30, Caitlin Siebel. And now the starting lineup for your Lady Mustangs. On defense, a senior. Say hello to Addie Nose. At forward, a junior, Brianna Marzano. At midfield, a senior, number 7, Allie Nose. On defense, a senior captain, number 9, Madison Nicolo. At forward, a junior, number 10, El Mancini. At forward, a senior, number 12, Jocelyn Radcliffe. At forward, a senior, number 13, Kate Shido. At midfield, number 12, a senior, number 18, Madison McLean. On defense, a sophomore, number 25, Adriana Walker. At midfield, a sophomore, number 30, Morgan Ferris. And in goal for your Lady Mustangs, a senior, number 46, Hannah Bohr.
And we're just about set to go tonight. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs take on the Elizabeth Forward Warriors. Plenty on the line tonight as far as the WPIAL playoff race goes. You look at the Section 2 3A standings. The Thomas Jefferson Lady Jaguars at the top of the table. 10-0 in conference play, 11-1 overall. Elizabeth Forward, just one conference loss. That came to TJ. They sit at 9-1 in the conference, 10-2 overall. In fact, the Warriors have outscored their opponents 80-10 so far this season, 71-5 in conference play. Connellsville, they're in the third playoff spot right now, 8-4 in the conference, 9-7 overall. The Mustangs holding down the fourth and final playoff spot, 7-6 overall, 6-5 in conference play. They have a game-and-a-half cushion over both Ringgold and Bell Vernon. Both the Rams and the Leopards sit at 4-6-1 in the conference. Ringgold 5-8-2 overall. The Leopards 5-8-1 overall, and then Uniontown at 1-9. Albert Gallatin at 0-11. So the final three conference games will be key between Laurel Highlands, Ringgold, and Bell Vernon to determine who's in and who's out. Of course, for the Mustangs, here at home today against Elizabeth Forward, they'll have a game at Ringgold coming up on Wednesday, and then they'll host Connellsville on Monday. It could be a win and you're in for the Mustangs next Monday against the Connellsville Falcons, depending on what shakes out here over the next week. For Ringgold, they take on Bell Vernon tonight. Those two schools played to a draw earlier on this year. Then, of course, the Rams hosting the Mustangs on Wednesday, and they'll take on Thomas Jefferson next Monday. Bell Vernon, they'll have, of course, Ringgold tonight. They'll have what should be a winnable game on Wednesday against Uniontown, then take on Elizabeth Forward on Monday. So it will be interesting to see how things shake out over the next 8 days as far as the WPIAL high school soccer race goes in Section 2 in 3A. The Mustangs and the home Reds tonight with white numbers. Elizabeth Forward and the away whites with red numbers and black trim. The Mustangs working left to right as we describe it here in the first half. Taylor Snyder in the center circle gets it underway for Elizabeth Forward, sending it back to Kyra Greenewalt. We're underway at Mustang Field. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs and the Elizabeth forward Warriors, the Mustangs, 8 seniors, 2 juniors, and 1 sophomore in their starting 11 here today. Elizabeth forward, 3 seniors, 6 juniors, 1 sophomore, and the lone freshman, Kaylin Seaball, on their front line. Goalkeepers tonight, Samantha Malik on the Elizabeth forward side, Hannah Bohr in goal for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Laurel Highlands playing their traditional 3-4-3 today with Brianna Marzano, Jocelyn Radcliffe, and Kate Chido on the front line. Allie Nose, Ellie Mancini, Madison McLean, and Morgan Ferris in the midfield with Addie Nose, Madison Niccolo, and Adriana Walker on the Laurel Highlands back line with Bohr in goal. Elizabeth forward expected to have Brooke Baldisberger, Giovanna Ferraro, and Kaylin Seaball on the front line with Taylor Snyder, Mia Valerio, and Kira Greenewald in the midfield with Chloe Zombik, Olivia Kristen, Isabella Crosby, and Alyssa Terza on the back line against Samantha Malik in goal. Mustangs free kick here from their own zone. Quickly deflected back. Warriors on the ball there with Baldisberger trying to set up a rush down the near wing. Morgan Ferris defending for the Mustangs, and pulling back there is Mia Valerio. Valerio working off to her right. Good feedback to Greenewald. Greenewald shouldered there by Ellie Mancini. Greenewald pulling off on the far side, losing it there to the Mustangs' Addie Nose. Mustangs trying to reset from their own zone. Quickly sent back down on the other side by Elizabeth forwards Alyssa Terza. They'll go over the back line for Laurel Highlands' goal kick. Just underway. We've played just under 2 minutes. Laurel Highlands and Elizabeth forward scoreless here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Brian Morozak along with Billy Dice. You might hear Vince Capozzi behind the public address system from time to time tonight. We appreciate you joining us for a Monday night of high school girls soccer action. A little bit of a misplay there for the Mustangs. Picked up by Taylor Snyder, who tries to fight off the double team. Pulls back to Greenewald, pushing it forward off to the top of the 18. With an opportunity here for the Warriors and a shot on goal from Baldisberger, and a save made by Hannah Bohr. So that's our first shot on either side tonight as the Warriors test Bohr for the first time. Now the Mustangs on the counterattack. Look out there for the Mustangs' leading scorer so far this year, Kate Chido, 21 goals on the season. Forward to Jocelyn Radcliffe into the box, and then cleared out of the backside by Alyssa Terza. Terza manning up that back line for the Elizabeth forward Warriors, senior defender. Mustangs will get a throw in here from the far boundary. 3 minutes in for Mustang Field. It's sent in and goes there to Allie Nose. But Nose pressured, and sending it out again is Terza on the far side. Had some light rain showers earlier, just a couple of sprinkles out there right now. Match time temperature 53 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Probably the coolest night we've had for a high school soccer game here on the South Union Township Sports Network so far this season. Mustangs turn it over on the far side. Terza to take the throw-in. Send it down the far boundary. Heading it along there is Giovanna Ferraro. Mustangs again deflected out. Warriors reload. Madison McLean defending there for Laurel Highlands. Kaylin Seaball, the freshman, on the attack for Elizabeth forward. Warriors knock it out that time. Mustangs reset. Touch there from Jocelyn Radcliffe. Again, Joss trying to get back into form. Battled some summer injuries. Still not 100%, but certainly looking better out there right now than she did at the start of the season. Just trying to recover. Mustangs looking for a little possession here, but spinning it back there is Valerio. Low ball back to the top of the 18. Morgan Ferris there for the Mustangs, sending it high. Going through Allie Nose. And the Mustangs keeping possession there with Radcliffe. Looking for Chido. Blasted back by Terza. And the Warriors look to settle it down there at the top of the box. Morgan Ferris looking for a clear out. Couldn't get it. Pushed back in again by Seaball. And deflected back to the Mustangs. Allie Nose. Nose trying to work out. But the Warriors pressure back there with Taylor Snyder. Last touch by Laurel Highlands going out 5 minutes in. Still 0-0. Warriors on the quick trigger. One off of Addie Nose. Again, the two twin sisters on the Laurel Highlands side, both seniors. Mustangs had their senior night here last Monday against Albert Gallatin. Got a convincing win here at home. Type of senior night you always like to see. Mustangs won it last Monday 7-0. They fell, though, at TJ on Wednesday by a 5-0 margin. They were scheduled to play a non-conference game on Thursday at Mount Pleasant. That game got axed. This is the penultimate home game for the Mustangs so far, or for the rest of this season. They'll take on Connellsville here next Monday. That'll be our final regular season soccer broadcast on the South Union Township Sports Network. We'll have the boys game tomorrow as the Laurel Highlands boys will have their senior night against Albert Gallatin. No postseason for the second straight year for the Laurel Highlands boys. Certainly have fought hard throughout the course of the season. And their head coach, Jerry Rogers. Alyssa Terza there for Elizabeth Ford. Radcliffe pressuring. Goes out on the far side off Elizabeth Ford and out. Addie Knowles will send it back in here for the Mustangs. Addie on the little lob. Looking for Kate Chido. Chido trying to break down the far wing. Pulls up side of the box. Tries to reset top of the 18. Radcliffe finds it. Big blast on goal. And the save made there by Samantha Malik. So both keepers have been tested early on. And both Malik and Bull are up to the challenge here in the opening 7 minutes. I think Radcliffe could have asked for a better point-blank opportunity in the opening couple of minutes of this match. Chloe Zombik trying to clear it out there for Elizabeth Ford. Went off of Laurel Highlands and out. And Alyssa Terza will take the throw-in. Terza down the far boundary, looking there for Mia Valerio. Lobbed high in the air. Ellie Mancini pulls it down. And will send it forward and wide here on the near side. Mancini, solid junior midfielder for the Mustangs. Actually has been starting since her freshman season. And holding down a lot of the forts for Laurel Highlands. You get more ball kids out there. Notice that over the last couple of matches. Taking some time to retrieve some of those loose balls. Warriors take it here on the goal kick. Played back to center off the body of Brooklyn Baldesberger. And deflected back where Jocelyn Radcliffe finds it there for the Mustangs. Looking for Brianna Marzano. Marzano missed some time throughout the middle of the season in concussion protocol. Good to see Brianna back in the lineup for the Mustangs. Another junior forward. That's some scoring pep on the Mustangs front line. Another throw in here for the Warriors. And pretty evenly played so far as possession time and scoring opportunities here in the opening 8.5 minutes. Taylor Snyder trying to set it up the field. Good little knockdown there from Madison McLean, lobbing it back in Kate Chido's direction. Elizabeth Forward's Olivia Kristen sending it out. Morgan Ferris will send it back in, looking for Marzano. No one home. Isabella Crosby there on the Warriors side. They're going to rule that was last touched by Elizabeth Forward going out, so Laurel Highlands will have a corner kick. Adriana Walker coming over to the near corner flag to take it. Mustangs will break here from about 12 yards from goal. It's a little low cross. Blocked to the top of the box off of Elizabeth Forward, so Walker will reload this time on a throw-in. Little one-hopper, trying to send it in there to Mancini, and deflected out. Went off of Crosby. Will again stay with Laurel Highlands. Morgan Ferris this time to take it. Go short this time to Marzano. A little give and go with Ferris. Now Marzano again. Marzano got tripped up there, very close to inside the box. No foul called. Ball just deflected out and ruled this time off of Laurel Highlands going out. Walker was coming over to take the corner kick, and it will be a corner kick. So the Mustangs another opportunity here in the Elizabeth Forward zone. So we've eclipsed the 10-minute mark this first half. Walker goes high this time. Bodied down by the Warriors, but deflected back, and Morgan Ferris, a little sidewinder, scooped up there by Samantha Malik, and those could be a little tricky at times, especially on the wet turf here tonight. But Malik up to the challenge. We'll send it down on the near side. Mancini will reset to the Mustang defensive line to Walker again. Go crossfield far side. And the Nose sisters get a touch. Allie and Addie. It's back to Madison McLean again. Down the far boundary, and that's Addie Nose. Here's Addie on the run, back in the Elizabeth forward zone. Little through ball going forward, never got to the intended target, Kate Chido. Warriors look for a counterattack, but Walker plays it back out on the Laurel Highlands side. Looking there for Madison Nicolo. On the feet of Mancini. He lost on a little poke, and now Ferris again will blast forward looking for Chido. Pinballs back to Marzano. And the Warriors will poke it down with Isabella Crosby. They're trying to set up a little run there from Brooklyn Baldesberger. And taking the safe route that time was Walker. And I'll have Isabella Crosby taking the throw-in. Crosby down the near boundary. Opportunity here for Ferraro. And again, Walker sends it out. Warriors bring over Isabella Crosby, a junior defender. I think she'll send it in. 28-10 left here in the first half. This one's still scoreless. Here on the South Union Township Sports Network. The Crosby will take the throw-in just to the right of the corner flag. Sending it into Baldesberger, back to Crosby again. Crosby will mishandle, trying to regain. Touch there from Marzano. A little bit of a misplay out in front. Look out here. And the scoop up there from Hannah Bohr. I don't think Marzano wanted to send it right in front of her own keeper. And the Mustangs lucky there not to concede. 12 and a half minutes in. Warriors stay on the attack. With it right now is Taylor Snyder. A little pressure for Morgan Ferris. Ferris goes low. Picked back up by Elizabeth Ford's Olivia Kristen on the run back. Warriors send it in the box there from Baldesberger to flex high. Brooklyn another opportunity with a header. And Hannah Bohr another save. Now Hannah looking very confident tonight for Laurel Highlands. 3 solid saves here in the opening 13 minutes plus. Addie Nose on the far side for the Mustangs, feeling the pressure from the freshman Kaylin Seaball. Sent down to Addie's sister Allie down the far side, and then pushed up to Jocelyn Radcliffe. Radcliffe on it. Cross out in front, Marzano a bit too far. Taylor Snyder defending will send it out. And now the Warriors on the counterattack. Good step in there from Ellie Mancini. Knocked down Kira Greenewalt. Might have a foul called here. We'll wait and see. Greenewalt's going to check out. No, just a substitution. We're going to throw in here for the Warriors. See our first changes of the night. Greenewalt out on the Elizabeth forward side. I think that's Ryan Smith. In for the Warriors, it is. And we'll check on the Mustangs change. It's Rosie Amoroso. Seeing her first match action. Allie Nose checked out. So Amoroso in for Allie Nose. Here at the 25-50 mark of the first half. This match still scoreless, but very well played so far tonight. There's Nicolo. Good ball down to Kate Chido. And again coming out a little dangerous there for Malik. And the Warriors send it out. Last touch there by Isabella Crosby. Morgan Ferris will take the throw-in. Going into Brianna Marzano. And shoulder to shoulder there with Isabella Crosby. And again off the Warriors and out. Another throw-in here for Morgan Ferris. Where are the ball kids at, Billy? It's only one on the near side. Too cold for the ball kids, I guess, tonight. Morgan Ferris will send it in. Over to Chido. A low cross out in front, blocked down by the Warriors. Mustangs, though, regain. Maddie Nicklow on goal, and another save from Samantha Malik. And we mentioned coming in how dominant this Elizabeth forward team has been so far this season. Warriors have outscored their opponents 80-10 and 71-5 in conference play. Tough to get one by Malik. There's a goals against average under 1. So far this season, a little knockdown there, and they're going to get a foul on Madison Niccolo, who upended Taylor Snyder. So a free kick here for the Warriors, a very well-schooled team. Let's see if they can work it here with Valerio taking the free kick. It's a little lob going to the top of the box, and that one hopping by the intended recipient, Giovanna Ferraro. That should be out for a Mustang goal kick. With 24 minutes left here in the first half. Our match action courtesy of Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown. Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and insurance agent David Hughes. SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. Chesler's Fine Furniture at 51 north of Uniontown. The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns. United Bank, the law offices of Zebley, Mahaloff, and White. The Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Look out here, Warriors on it, but a little misplay as that pass was sent behind Baldisberger. I'm going to say, though, it was off of Laurel Highlands, and I thought that would have been the Mustangs throw, and didn't see Laurel Highlands touch that one going out. So the Warriors continue to buzz here, trying to move into the box. That time was Ferraro. Mustangs deflected out, and that one certainly off of Isabella Crosby going out. So it'll be a Laurel Highlands throw in here, the 23:02 mark of the first half. Still scoreless. Morgan Ferris to take the throw in. Another new entry for the Mustangs, number 20, Taylor Irwin, seeing her first match action. Sprung down the near boundary, and look out here, Kate Chido. Chido looked to pull up. Side of the box, Chido trying to work to her left, got tripped up, and we're going to get a foul here just outside the 18-yard box. Foul called there on Olivia Kristen. And the Mustangs, a great opportunity here from about 21 yards from goal. Ellie Mancini will take the free kick. They'll back the three-player wall up here on the Elizabeth forward side. And here's Mancini taking the free kick. Ellie rips it, looking for a little poke out in front. It went through. I think that was Marzano on the doorstep. Unable to knock it down. On the back side, it will be an Elizabeth forward goal kick. And certainly a good opportunity there for Laurel Highlands. Just couldn't get the deflection when they needed it. Out in front of goal. Warriors blast it back. Baldisberger sending it forward. Through ball on the chase. Ferraro way out is Hannah Bohr. Will angle it off here on the near side. Going to Taylor Irwin. A little settle back. And the Mustangs turn it over there to Taylor Snyder. Snyder now down the near wing. Look for the cross here from Snyder. Sent out in front and blasted over the back line from Madison McLean. It will, though, however, be an Elizabeth forward corner kick. Kira Greenewald will take it. Greenewald has to run down to the band bleachers to find the ball. Got to watch those spikes, too, have some of those metal areas they use for track and field. I've hit those before when it's been wet with tennis shoes on, Billy, and almost taken a header. Greenewald will take the corner kick. Good angle here on the far post. Headed back. Greenewald's going to get it back here on the near side. And ruled offsides? Yes, offsides. The call on the backside there for one of our match officials. So the Mustangs will get a free kick from Adriana Walker. Almost midway through this first half, moving right along. Elizabeth Ford and Laurel Highlands scoreless so far. Walker booting it back to center. Body down there by Amoroso, trying to keep control. Off to Cameron McLean, the younger sister of Madison. Cameron a freshman, Madison a senior on the Laurel Highlands side. Looking for Kate Chido.
We have played 20 minutes.
Deflected back to Taylor Snyder. Touch there from Ryan Smith. And now Snyder again. Playing catch with Smith. Smith trying to set up the attack. Mustangs' Madison McLean knocked it down. But the Warriors trying to break back and a little collision on the far side. Allow the Mustangs to pick up possession again from Jocelyn Radcliffe, who loses it out on the far side. You had Kaylin Seaball, the Elizabeth forward freshman, a little slow in getting up. That one sent in Seaball's direction. Again off of Morgan Ferris and outs. Another send in here for Elizabeth forward. Cameron McLean trying to win the ball, and Cameron committed the foul. So the Warriors now will have a free kick here from about 25 yards out. They'll go quickly on the blast. Just sending it high there was Mia Valerio. So Valerio trying to catch the Mustangs off guard a bit, going quickly. Did not fool Hannah Bohr, and Valerio sending it high of goal. Maybe she rushed it a little bit too much. Not getting it on goal. And the Mustangs will have a goal kick coming back. And you look at some of these score lines we mentioned that Elizabeth forward has put forth this season, really shows how dominant the Warriors have been. Won last time out 8-0 over a good Connellsville team. Remember, Connellsville was ahead of Laurel Highlands in the conference standings, sitting in third place. Blasted them 8-0. Had a 7-1 win over Ringgold. 9-0 over Yock. 13-0 over Albert Gallatin. They knocked off Uniontown 18-0. I mean, they have been dominant. Lone loss in conference play. It was a 2-0 loss against Thomas Jefferson back on September the 18th. Also fell in a non-conference game at Mount Pleasant 5-0. That's been it. Other than that, they've been perfect on the season. 10-2 overall, 9-1 in conference play. That one rolling back over the back line. With 17:45 left here in the first half. Another Laurel Highlands goal kick in our match action, brought to you by Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis and Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and insurance agent David Hughes, SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. Chesler's Fine Furniture at 51 north of Uniontown, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, and physical therapist Jim Burns. United Bank, the law offices of Zebley, Mahaloff, and White. Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Giovanni Ferraro sending it into the box. Look out here on the run back. The opening goal of the night from Brooklyn Baldisberger, giving Elizabeth forward a 1-0 lead here at the 17:02 mark of the first half. Baldisberger with Ferraro picking up the assist. And the Warriors strike first and lead it 1-0. Just a little surge there. Credit Ferraro, who set it up. And the Warriors showing they're one of the top dogs in the WPIAL. 23 minutes in. Our first goal of the night. Baldisberger from Ferraro. Now we'll see if the Mustangs can answer back. As the Warriors in control right now. A little collision. Taylor Irwin to pick up the ball. Was trying to send it down there to Kate Chido a bit too far. And rolls back to Samantha Malik, the Elizabeth forward keeper.
Elizabeth forward goal. Scored by number 3, Colin Baldisberger. Assisted by Giovanna Ferraro. Baldisberger from Ferraro in the 24th minute.
Ball out on the far side. It'll be Laurel Highlands throwing. And we're back here at Mustang Field tomorrow. Senior day for the Laurel Highlands boys soccer team against Albert Gallatin. Senior day festivities will start at 7 with a match getting underway at 7:30. Of course, coming up on Friday, high school football action back here at Mustang Field. Laurel Highlands taking on Trinity. On a simulcast with our friends at WMBS. Coverage starts at 6. Kickoff set for 7. And how about Trinity? Upset win over Thomas Jefferson this past Friday. I don't think anyone saw that one coming. Laurel Highlands football team down to their final 3 regular season games. They'll be at Ringgold a week from Friday, and they'll wrap up the regular season here against Connellsville on October 27th. Realistically, if they win their final 3 conference games, they'll find themselves in the WPIAL playoffs. Also have a couple of special youth football games for you here on the South Union Township Sports Network coming up over the next week and a half or so. Coming up on Saturday, I believe at 4 o'clock. It's the Laurel Highlands Midget League hosting the Super Bowl playoffs here at Mustang Field. Laurel Highlands in Greensburg. That'll be a 4 o'clock start. As Kate Chino got upended there, Billy Dice will be behind the camera. And Josh Scully will be on the play-by-play on Saturday for that action. And then we'll have the middle school game for you a week from Wednesday at 7 o'clock from Bill Power Stadium in Uniontown between Laurel Highlands and Uniontown. You ask, who is the head coach of the Uniontown middle school team? Well, it's Billy Dice, who's behind the camera tonight. So Uniontown and Laurel Highlands middle school football. Nick Barczyk will have the call of that one for you. Tiffany Kessler will be behind the camera. That's coming up a week from Wednesday. That'll be on October the 18th, 7 o'clock from Bill Power Stadium. So plenty of youth sports programming to look forward to here for the next couple of weeks on the South Union Township Sports Network. Also the Haunted Trail of Treats coming up in South Union Township for all the little ones this Saturday. Make sure you register for that. Afternoon trick-or-treating on Saturday in South Union Township. Always a very popular event. You can log on to the South Union Township website for more details or call the Township office to register for that event. Let the kids get all dressed up. You can get all dress up your animals as well. And head on down to South Union Township on the Sheepskin Trail on Saturday for the Haunted Trail of Treats. Mustangs make another change here. Rosie Amoroso checking out. Jocelyn coming back in. No, that's 24. Ava Ruvalcaba seeing her first match action of the night. Ava, another Mustang freshman. Again, you look at this Laurel Highlands starting 11 here today, and we talked about it last Monday as well during the Mustangs Senior Day game. They're going to lose a pretty good group of seniors, 8 senior starters in the 11 that got the start here tonight. So a lot of big names to replace. And a lot of talented younger players on this Mustang team as well. Laurel Highlands trying to get back to the postseason this year, again currently in the 4th and final playoff spot in the conference right now, trying to solidify things over the final 8 days of the high school soccer regular season. Cameron McLean trying to blast it down. Jocelyn Radcliffe there. Here's Radcliffe down on the far side, pulling up 30 yards from goal. Little cross off to her right. And that was Ruvalcaba back to Radcliffe. Radcliffe taking it to the far corner flag, trying to pull up, deflected out of play there. Or not, maybe not. That ball just trickled down the far boundary. Warriors able to keep it in. Good ball control there on the Elizabeth forward side. They try to push it back to center. Madison McLean steps up. Looking there for Kate Chino on the run back into the box. And that one too far. And over the back line for an Elizabeth forward goal kick. And the lone goal, the 17:02 mark of the first half. Brooklyn Baldesberger getting the goal. Giovanna Ferraro getting the assist. That's been the difference so far tonight after a very tight opening 23 minutes. There's Kaylin Seaball down the far wing there for the Warriors. Cross out in front. Got initially blocked. Warriors keep it alive, and a blast just over the crossbar. Another point-blank opportunity there for Elizabeth Ford. Almost had an opportunity to get it to 2-0 here, the 11:04 mark of the first half, but the Warriors just missing high there on the shot attempt from Taylor Snyder. And Hannah Bohr will angle it over in Taylor Irwin's direction. Irwin couldn't knock it down. Isabella Crosby will take this throw in. 3 changes now on the Warriors side. Single substitution for Laurel Highlands. Ellie Mancini exiting. That's Addy Nose back in. Brooklyn Baldisberger taking a seat on the Elizabeth forward side. Looks like Macy Smith in for Baldisberger. Isabella Crosby will take this throw in. Also 28, Leilana Spenny, seeing her first match action tonight as well. And the Mustangs will get a free kick here half an hour in. Down 1-0.
We have played 30 minutes.
And the schedule the rest of the way for the Mustangs. They'll travel to Ringgold on Wednesday, host Connellsville on Monday of next week. Again, the other two teams they're fighting with for that fourth and final playoff spot. Mustangs sitting at 6-5. Ringgold 4-6-1. Ringgold and Bell Vernon playing tonight. And then the Rams hosting the Mustangs on Wednesday. They'll travel to TJ next Monday. Bell Vernon playing Uniontown on Wednesday. And they'll take on this Elizabeth Forward Warriors team next Monday. And there's a little poke just going high and wide on the far side there from Elizabeth Forward. I think that was Mia Johnston who also checked in, another freshman. Just missing there on the shot attempts for the Warriors. Now Laurel Highlands out of their own zone to Jocelyn Radcliffe. Radcliffe was looking for Ulva Cobb. I got blocked down. They got a little help there from Madison McLean, who will blast it down the far boundary and out. You get a throw in here for Chloe Zombik. Now she'll back out. And the Warriors will reset here with 8:45 left in the first half. Mustangs have been playing some 500 soccer here, at least over their 6 matches. Look out here. Warriors another opportunity. Going low out in front. Bohr came way out. Siebel sent the cross. And it was the Mustangs' back line that slowed it down. Now Hannah Bohr might have got dinged up. Bohr down on the far side had some contact there with Kaylin Seaball. They're going to stop the clock here with 8:14 left in the first half. Injury stoppage. With the Bohr down. Now good to see Hannah get back on her feet. In most situations, the player that's hurt has to exit, but they allow the keeper to stay in those situations. Look at Isabella Crosby to take the throw in here from the near side. The Mustangs fortunate not to concede a second goal in the match. Rula Kaba sent it out, but the Warriors able to get control back. Good little lob here to the top of the 18, bodied down by Macy Smith. Taylor Irwin stepping in there on the Laurel Highlands side. Warriors trying to keep control. They do here momentarily to Crosby. Irwin on another breakup. Warriors trying to keep it alive. Smith looking for a cross off to her right. And played back to center where Jocelyn Radcliffe will battle with Alyssa Terza. Radcliffe on the run. Pulls up. Has to work off to her right. Wanted a foul. Wasn't called. Now Terza sending it around Rulva Kaba. Back down on the far side. Warriors trying to set up the rush. Slowed down by Madison McLean. Misplayed there by the Mustangs. And a lob back by Taylor Snyder. No one home. This one will just roll back to Hannah Bohr. And we'll scoop it up here with 7:13 left until halftime. That one going through the Mustangs' Morgan Ferris. Over to Taylor Irwin. Looking in Kate Chino's direction, but sent out by Elizabeth Forward's Olivia Kristen. Another change here on the Mustangs side. Taylor Irwin checking out. And back in for the Mustangs, Brianna Marzano. Off the body of Elizabeth Forward's Macy Smith. Morgan Ferris bounced this one in. Angled there by Valerio. Warriors stay on the ball here with Ryan Smith. And then cleared out on the far side. Mustangs were smart tonight. Brought out the tents just in case you had some precipitation. They had some during the junior varsity game. They actually played the JV game about 5-on-5 with using half the field just due to both teams being a little short on junior varsity players tonight. Billy and I were talking, actually fun to watch. Shorter field, a lot of action. Might be something you see happen in the future when you have teams a little short on junior varsity players. Kind of reminded me of watching a little indoor soccer. Morgan Ferris, a little trouble with that one. Warriors staying with it, pulling up there Macy Smith. And lost the handle on her cross attempts. Addie knows good defending there for the Mustangs. 5:24 left here in the first half. Brian Morozak along with Billy Dice. Might hear Vince Capozzi behind the public address system tonight here on the South Union Township Sports Network. That's going to be a foul on the Mustangs. Cameron McLean, second time McLean's committed a foul tonight. Freshman not afraid to draw a little contact there. There will be another free kick here for Elizabeth Ford. Mia Valerio taking this one, and Valerio right on goal. Hannah Bohr making the save. No rebound at all given up that time from Hannah Bohr. And again, played back to center. Number Jocelyn Radcliffe. I'm going to say Joss lost it out of play. Wasn't poked there by any Warriors. Couple of sprinkles falling here again. But that's it. Body there by Kate Chido. Mustangs a little open space here. Chido sitting behind Marzana, who regains back to Chido. Now Chido on the run. Kate Chido off to her left. She's dynamic out there for the Mustangs. Chido looking for Jocelyn Radcliffe. Radcliffe back into the box, pulls back up. Shot on goal, and a little low one there. And somehow Malik able to cover. Had Marzano right on the doorstep, but did not give up the rebound. You can see why Malik has a goals against average under 1 so far this season. Very shorthanded. Solid defensive line for the Warriors as well, with Terza Crosby, Kristen, and Zombik getting the start this evening. Scoring opportunities few and far between. The Mustangs have been able to test Malik a couple of times tonight. But Malik's been a brick wall so far. Addie Knows was trying to poke it forward. But Ryan Smith on it coming back. Over to Mia Valerio. Valerio pushed there by Cameron McLean. Third foul on McLean tonight. No, it's going to be a little offensive push off there on Valerio. So Valerio pushing off. And the Mustangs get it coming back here. They're looking for Chido at the top of the 18-yard box. But the Warriors find it again. Low ball there from Macy Smith. Played back by Madison McLean. A nice little sidestep there from Mia Valerio again. Valerio with pace coming back, but wasn't on the same page as Mia Johnston, one of the Elizabeth Forward subs. Johnston came in on that right wing position in for the freshman Kaylin Seaball. And the miscommunication there allows the Mustangs to take back over. I got a throw in from the far boundary. I think that's Lexi Taylor who checked in, that took the throw in there for Laurel Highlands with 2:22 left here in the first half. Expect Laurel Highlands, if the match remains 1-0, will take a few more chances here in the second half, trying to tie things up. Isabella Crosby sending it back. Poke out there from Walker. Warriors keep control under 2 minutes left here in the first half, and Ellie Mancini steps in there for Laurel Highlands. Mancini on a good battle. Back to Madison Niccolo, partially fanned on the pass forward, allowing Ryan Smith to get back on it there for the Warriors. Laying it low, and Hannah Bohr will scoop it back up. And deny any rush attempt there on the Warriors side. Bohr skies it out. Was bodied down there by Snyder. Won back by Addie Knows over to Marzano. Brianna poking it back there to Morgan Ferris. Trying to spring one of the Mustang co-captains, Kate Chido, wearing the blue armband tonight. With 1:08 left here in the first half. Went off Elizabeth Ford and out, so Ferris resets. Goes short this time over to Addie Nose. Back to Ferris, and it was touch going out there by Macy Smith of Elizabeth Ford. So the Mustangs looking for one final rush here to end the first half. And Kate Shido had some open space, just could not settle it down on her foot. Maddie Niccolo trying to angle it off there to Radcliffe to keep this rush alive for the Mustangs. Joss on a little battle in front of the Warriors bench. Off Elizabeth Ford and out. Mustangs down to 36 seconds left. Can have to go quickly here. Into Madison Niccolo. Niccolo trying to battle for it on the far side. Nothing there. Gets cleared back to center again. Morgan Ferris will body it down with 24 seconds left. Played back up by Adriana Walker. Deflected back over to Addie Nose. Turns her back, trying to get a little control there on the Laurel Highlands side. Not going to find it. Now the counterattack here for Elizabeth Forward. Brooklyn Baldesberger denied there by Walker. 6 seconds left. One last rush here for the Warriors going nowhere as Walker will angle it off on the far side, and that'll do it for one half of soccer here from Mustang Field with Elizabeth Forward leading Laurel Highlands by a score of 1-0. Again, our match action brought to you by Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown. Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and insurance agent David Hughes. SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. Chesler's Fine Furniture at 51 north of Uniontown. The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns. United Bank, the law offices of Zebley Mahal and White. The Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters, and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Again, the lone goal in the first half, Brooklyn Baldesberger on the Elizabeth Forward side at the 17:02 mark, assisted by Giovanna Ferraro. And that's your halftime score, 1-0, Elizabeth Ford over Laurel Highlands. Stay tuned, second half match action coming your way in about 9.5 minutes here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Just about ready to start the second half of this match, and we have some rain picking up here at Mustang Field. Might lose a couple angles here on our camera. We're going to push it back a little bit just to keep it dry. 40 minutes on the scoreboard clock, showing 20 right now. They're going to have to reset that to 40. And I'll have to get the clock reset here, and they're going to whistle things down until the scoreboard is set up here to start the second half. Now I think we're ready. Got it up. They got it rolling on the rain. Coming down a little harder. Really might have to throw a little towel down on the front of that camera there to keep everything dry with the way it's coming down right now. The Mustangs sent it over the near boundary and out. Again, a 1-0 lead. Brooklyn Baldesberger. The goal for Elizabeth forward, Giovanna Ferraro, getting the assist. Alyssa Terza will send this one in for the Warriors. And for the players out there, I'm sure they've played in these conditions a number of times throughout the years, but when it's 50 degrees and you got a cold rain, not a lot of fun to play in at times. Might be a little more fun if you're on the natural grass surface, sliding in the mud. Remember those days growing up. And the rain just continues to pick up. And the Warriors with possession here from Ferraro. Sending it off to her left. And crossing back to the top of the box. Warriors buzzing to start the second half. That one goes into Hannah Bohr. We'll cover here for the Mustangs. And Billy keeping our camera dry. Good thing we packed that orange towel tonight, right? We'll go over the near side. It's coming down in a real steady rain right now. Alyssa Terza. Send this one in. Addie knows there for the Mustangs. Madison McLean looking there for Chido. Goes back on the Warriors defensive line. Through Allie knows, and Elizabeth forward with an opportunity here from Ferraro. Battling with Morgan Ferris. Ferraro on the far side was the last to touch it. And the Mustangs will get a throw in. So we kind of answer back the Mustangs have. Again, very competitive tonight. Just down one. Looking for an equalizer. So far, the opening 3 minutes here in the second half has been played pretty much entirely in the Mustang zone. Addie knows will take this throw in, and as quickly as the rain started and came down at a pretty steady pace, it's actually stopped right now. That wasn't too bad. Chido looking there for Ratcliffe. Allie knows will send it high. The Warriors able to send it back in Kaylin Seaball's direction. A freshman trying to break down the near side. Madison McLean now stepping up, coming back for Laurel Highlands. Over to Kate Chido. Chido between defenders. Triple teamed off the ball that time. Cleared back again in Seaball's direction on the Warriors side. Ran into Addie Nose. Went off of Seaball and out. And Addie will get the throw in. They're going to give her a second here to tie her shoe. Again, when things get wet like this, you have to watch the just over the boundaries, because with those soccer cleats on, you have a big run towards the track there. It could be like going on ice. Mustang cheerleaders on the near side braving the elements with their ponchos on tonight. Good to see them out supporting the Laurel Highlands girls soccer team. Let's get those requests, Billy. They always want to see more of the cheerleaders and more of the band. No band, though, here tonight. Usually they'll bring the pep band out to a game or two. Haven't seen any of the soccer games we've done so far this year. Usually don't like to bring them out, though, when you get the rain, get the instruments too wet. And one of the more monsoon games we did over the last year or so was that Laurel Highlands football quarterfinal round game at Central Valley last year. He actually had water ponding on the artificial surface. That game played in a pretty steady rain throughout the course of the night. Laurel Highlands band, I don't think they ever got off the bus that night, Billy. It was so wet. And that one cleared out by the Mustangs' Adriana Walker. I think Billy remembers, though, the playoff game 2 years ago up at Beaver. It was on the roof. 15, 20-degree temperatures. He's still thawing out from that one. 5.5 minutes into the second half, still 1-0. Elizabeth Forward leading Laurel Highlands. Warriors some pressure here, top of the 18-yard box. The Mustangs, Seaball deflecting it back, and that one going high and wide on the near side on that shot attempt from Brooklyn Baldesberger, who's our lone goal scorer tonight on the Elizabeth Forward side. Put it down here for a goal kick from Hannah Bohr. And we're back here tomorrow for the Laurel Highlands boys taking on Albert Gallatin. 7:30 start. Also broadcast the senior night festivities, which will start around 7 o'clock tomorrow. And Friday night, high school football. Laurel Highlands taking on Trinity. 7 o'clock start for Mustang Field. And Southwestern PA Youth Football League action here, 4 o'clock on Saturday. With Josh Scully and Billy Dice, Laurel Highlands and Greensburg battling in that game. Next Monday, our final regular season soccer broadcast of the year is Jocelyn Radcliffe sends it through Kate Chido. They're going to call it offsides and go the other way. The Laurel Highlands and Connellsville here next Monday, 7:30 starts. And then middle school football week from Wednesday, Laurel Highlands Uniontown. 7 o'clock from Bill Power Stadium. Nick Barczyk on the call of that one for you. A week from Friday. Up to Joe Montana Stadium for high school football. Laurel Highlands and Ringgold. Another simulcast broadcast with WMBS. 7 o'clock start. I think Josh Scully is going to join me on the call of that one. A week from Friday, and there's the second goal of the match. Coming free right in front, and what a blast there on the Warriors side as they go up 2-0. It's waiting to confirm the goal score here for Elizabeth Forward. And that's going to be number 2, Mia Valerio. So Valerio scoring off the cross here at the 32-38 mark of the second half. Put the Warriors up 2-0. So Baldesberger and Valerio, the goals tonight for the Warriors, and that's the cushion they were looking for. Now if you're Laurel Highlands going up against a team that's only conceded 10 all year, really up against it here late, needing 2 in the closing half hour of the match. See if the Mustangs have an answer in store. They'll have a throw in here for Morgan Ferris inside the Elizabeth Forward zone. Looking there for Chido. Allie knows, excuse me. An opportunity to pick it up there, but the Mustangs lose it. That'll play. And we actually have breaking news. Breaking Mustang news. We can confirm. How about this, Billy? John Smith hired as the Laurel Highlands boys basketball coach. Gary Frankhauser, Laurel Highlands solicitor, confirming that for us tonight. So, John Smith, the new Mustang boys basketball coach. Congratulations, John Smith. course, John, a longtime assistant for Rick Hogger. Certainly very familiar with the Mustang players. Should be a fun season. Certainly a rebuilding year for Laurel Highlands. And a good opportunity for John Smith to step in as the Mustangs' next head coach. And we talked about they've staying power as far as Laurel Highlands boys basketball coaches, kind of like the Steelers. You had Rick Hogger there going back to 2004, and then Mark John was the coach before that from 81 through 2004. They don't change boys basketball coaches very much at Laurel Highlands. And again, John Smith, the new Mustang boys basketball coach. Gary Frankhauser confirming that for us tonight. That one sent in Jocelyn Radcliffe's direction. Had a play on the near side. It will be Elizabeth Forward's ball here. That one pinballing out on the near side. A little slower tempo going on here. A little confusion on the near side. And Addie knows. We'll send that one into Chido. And the low ball knocked down there by Madison McLean. Going to work it up to Addie knows. The Warriors find it again down the near boundary. Too far there for Kaylin Seaball to chase that one down. Now they need the ball again, Billy. It's all the way down. It's actually rolling outside the stadium down there. Madison McLean has to go out of the outhouse to retrieve that one. Now they rolled two balls in from somewhere. Now Addie knows will trigger it in here for the Mustangs. Settled down by Alyssa Terza. Picked up by Ellie Mancini and blasted back by Elizabeth Forward's Chloe Zombik. Trying to find Brooklyn Baldesberger, who scored the first goal of the night for the Warriors. And deflected out. A couple of changes here on the Warriors side. New entry 28, Leilana Spenny. Saw some time in the first half. Roll the Warriors out there on the far side. Have a Mustang throwing. Warriors a goal in each half so far. Adriana Walker had a block back there by Giovanni Ferraro. Ferraro last to touch it. And Hannah Bohr will have the goal kick. Get our match coverage brought to you by Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown. Davis & Davis, attorneys at law, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and insurance agent David Hughes. SWGI specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. Chesler's Fine Furniture at 51 north of Uniontown. The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns. United Bank, the law offices of Zebley, Mahal, and White, the Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters, and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Fernan, and Jason Scott. 26:45 left here in the second half. Baldesberger and Valerio, the goal scorers for Elizabeth Forward tonight. Brian Morozak along with Billy Dice. Appreciate you joining us for high school girls soccer here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Throw in here, I think, from Isabella Crosby. send it in. Headed back along. Morgan Ferris. Check that. Madison Niccolo knocking it down there for the Mustangs. Played back by Taylor Snyder of Elizabeth Forward. Down to Valerio. Low ball down the near side as Spenny tries to track it down. And a little contact. No foul called. You had the Mustangs' Adinos defending. Now a lob back in Jocelyn Radcliffe's direction. Kept alive there by Terza. A battle here at the top of the box. Mustangs cleared back out in Joss's direction. Settled down there with a little help from Adinos. Go crossfield on the far side to Marzano. Couldn't keep possession. Taylor Snyder battling Brianna on the far side. Warriors again find it at midfield. Is that a handball? It was. Called there on Olivia Kristen. And the Mustangs will have a free kick coming back. One of those ones that kind of get off your thigh a little bit and you don't mean to touch it. Sometimes get a little velocity on the ball, try to knock it down, and clips your arm. Adriana Walker blasted coming back. Mustangs couldn't knock it down. It's angled wide. Should be Laurel Highlands' ball here. They'll have it on a throw-in from Addie Nose. We get two Mustang changes here. As Addie will get ready to take the throw-in here on the Laurel Highlands side. Madison Niccolo checked out. And Addie setting it in for Sister Allie. In a little open space. Cameron McLean. Taylor Irwin also there, but the Warriors send it back out in the Mustangs' bench area. Mustangs blasted in. Scrum ensuing on the far side. Warrior down. Now it's Taylor Snyder. Elizabeth Ford will get a free kick up two with 23-22 left in regulation. The Warriors hang on. They'll improve to 10-1 in the conference and 11-2 overall. A loss would drop the Mustangs to an even 500, 6-6 in the conference and 7-7 overall. And their lead for the final playoff spot, unless Ringgold and Bell Vernon draw tonight, would be just a half of game over the winner of that game. If the two schools would draw again, then they'd have a game lead for the final playoff spots. The Mustangs split with Bell Vernon this year. Knocked off Ringgold first time out. Again, they'll meet the Rams at Ringgold on Wednesday. But unless Laurel Highlands has a draw somewhere along the final three games of the regular season, those tie breaks aren't going to mean much because the Mustangs won't have the draw on their records. They'll either be a half game behind or a half game in front. Now, the game Wednesday against Ringgold is going to be key, especially if the Rams knock off the Leopards tonight and pull back to within a half a game of Laurel Highlands. But if Bell Vernon knocks off Ringgold, the Leopards will have Uniontown coming up on Wednesday, which would be a much easier game the Mustangs would have against Ringgold, and set up a situation for Laurel Highlands where still they're going to have to end up winning at least one of their final three to get into the WPIAL playoffs. 2 wins would lock it up. 1 win should just about do it. A little pressure there in front on Hannah Bohr. Able to scoop it up again for the Mustangs. And they'll blast back towards center. Knocked down there by Ryan Smith on the Elizabeth forward side, but the Mustangs get it back on the counterattack, trying to spring Kate Chido. Warriors take the safe route, playing it back, allowing them to get a few reinforcements back defensively. And we get Morgan Ferris taking this throw-in for Laurel Highlands. It was midway through the second half, 20-50. Left here in the second half, still 2-0. Warriors over the Mustangs. And Elizabeth forward back on it again. Good run down the far side with Adriana Walker defending. And Walker, a good job there to force the missed cross, and Madison McLean clearing it back to center. That one bodied off of Elizabeth forward's Mia Johnston. And Cameron McLean getting momentary control there on the Laurel Highlands side. Over to Kate Chido. Low ball going through. Jocelyn Radcliffe would have been a good break. Rolling back to Samantha Malick, and Malick, haven't had to mention her name much as of late. Mustangs tested her a couple of times early.
We have played 1 out.
Hasn't been much pressure in front of Malick as of late. Now Mia Johnston going the other way. Warriors working left to right as we describe it here in the second half. A collision between Addie Nose, who upends Giovanni Ferraro. No foul called, though, I don't think. Or maybe there was. Was a foul. I didn't hear the whistle. And we'll have a free kick here for the Warriors. It will be Alyssa Terza to take it. So Terza from 20 yards out on the near side, three-player wall for the Mustangs. And Terza will blast it high and wide on the near side. The Mustangs fortunate there. Get their own goal kick coming back here as we go under 19 minutes left in regulation. In our match coverage brought to you by Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and insurance agent David Hughes, SWGI specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. Chesler's Fine Furniture at 51 north of Uniontown. The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns. United Bank, the law offices of Zebley Mahal and White. Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiff-Bauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. I'm Brian Morozak, Billy Dice alongside. Nice to have you along with us. Another opportunity for the Warriors, and they get their third of the night. That's Giovanna Ferraro. First for Ferraro. So Gio Ferraro makes it 3-0 Warriors. Goal coming at the 18:24 mark of the second half. So Ferraro had picked up an assist earlier on Brooklyn Baldesberger's goal at the 17:02 mark of the first half. Gets her second point of the night. Mia Valerio scored the second goal for Elizabeth forward. And now the Mustangs down 3 here with 18:24 left in the second half. Warriors pretty much have this one locked up.
Elizabeth's forward goal. Scored by number 13, Giovanna Ferraro.
Alexa Taylor back in on the Laurel Highlands side.
62nd minute.
Go crossfield on the far side looking for Taylor Irwin. Goes out of play. So the Mustangs have to look towards their final 2 regular season matches now. And I think the one Wednesday certainly key on the road at Ringgold Joe Montana Stadium. Get a win there, likely getting in. As Boer scoops that one up. And certainly to take a little pressure off for the final regular season match against Connellsville. Certainly look at the conference standings. Connellsville ahead of Ringgold. Falcons at 9-7. Overall 8-4 in conference play. It's going to be a tougher out than the Rams should be on the road. We'll see how the Mustangs bounce back on Wednesday. After taking it on the chin, handball there on Laurel Highlands. Going on Mancini. Free kick coming back for Elizabeth forwards Chloe Zombik. And the bench is not too big on either side tonight. I mentioned the JV game was played about 5-on-5 at midfield, so you won't see as many available substitutions in the later stages here tonight. There's Jocelyn Radcliffe coming down the near side for Laurel Highlands. Trying to touch it up to Chido. Warriors find it coming back. And the Mustangs had a pretty nice playoff streak that was ended last year. Laurel Highlands finishing last season 7-9 overall, 5-9 in conference play. First time since 2015 Laurel Highlands had missed out on the WPIAL playoffs. Their first playoff appearance in recent memory, 2016. They actually went from 0-1 to 2016 without getting in the playoffs, span of 15 years, then made it in 6 consecutive seasons. Lost to Gateway in 2016 in a preliminary round game 2-0. Lost 8-0 at Mars in 2017. 6-0 at West Allegheny in 2018. 6-0 against Trinity in another preliminary round game in 2019. 13-0 against Mars in 2020. And then 7-1 against Plum 2 years ago. So still have not picked up a playoff win in school history. Program formed back in 1997. Only other 2 playoff appearances back in 2000. Lost to Gateway in the preliminary round and then lost to Mount Lebo in 0-1 after a 12-6 season. They also had a winning season, 7-5-2 back in 0-4. Just missed out on the postseason. That's back when they're only taking 3 instead of 4 in the WPIAL playoffs from each conference. So a lot tougher getting in back then than it is now. And the Laurel Highlands boys, who will have action tomorrow against Albert Gallatin, sitting at 5-10 overall, 3-9 in conference play. They actually had a big win here last Thursday over Connellsville, 3-2. They have 2 regular season games left here against Albert Gallatin. Again, the senior day game for the Laurel Highlands boys. We'll have it for you tomorrow, and they'll wrap up their regular season against Trinity. Always a big rivalry game there, Mustangs and the Hillers. She'll have the 2 teams' soccer programs meeting on Thursday, and the 2 teams' football programs meeting here on Friday. It's a lot of Laurel Highlands Trinity. Remember, the Hillers knocked off the Mustangs 1-0 in another emotional match earlier on this season, a match we brought you here on the South Union Township Sports Network. And you go back to the end of the season last year, final regular season game featured 5 red cards. It always seems like when those 2 programs get together, there's just been a nice rivalry. If you don't have anything to do on Thursday night, make the trip down to Washington County and watch the Mustangs and the Hillers. Throw in here from Kira Greenewalt. Mustangs play it back up to Jocelyn Radcliffe. Over to Kate Chido trying to get things going. Little low ball in the direction of Taylor Irwin. Irwin battling there with Isabella Crosby and sent out. And the Warriors talked about the Mustangs' playoff streak. Last time they missed out on the playoffs back in 2016, went 6-8-4. But like Laurel Highlands, trying to get a playoff win's been tough. In fact, the Warriors haven't won a WPIAL playoff game since 2011. They've had a lot of first-round exits, as Laurel Highlands has had over the last 10 years or so. Actually, we're a 7 seed last year. Lost to Oakland Catholic in overtime in the first round of the playoffs, 1-0. 2-1 first-round loss against Quaker Valley in 2021. As Radcliffe playing it up here to Addie Nose. Lost 7-0 to Hampton in 2019, 3-0 to that same Hampton team in 2018, and 3-2 against TJ in 2017. The 2011 season, we mentioned last year they picked up a playoff win, knocked off Southmoreland in the first round, knock in the second round, made it to the WPIAL semis, lost 3-0 there to Mars, actually qualified for the PIAA tournament. Lost to Harbor Creek in the first round at Erie Veterans Stadium by a 2-0 score, but certainly a great 2011 season for the Elizabeth Forward High School girls soccer team. That was 12 years ago. You look at the girls on the field here, they're either in kindergarten or not even in school yet. It's amazing how time flies. considering 2011, to me, really doesn't seem like that long ago, but it was 12 years ago. Most of these girls playing here tonight weren't even in school yet. 11:45 left here in the second half. Elizabeth Forward leading Laurel Highlands by a score of 3-0. Three different goal scorers tonight. Brooklyn Baldesberger, Mia Valerio, and Giovanna Ferraro. On the goals, Ferraro 2 points, picked up an assist off of Baldesberger's goal at the 17:02 mark of the first half. Valerio scored at the 32:38 mark of the second half, and then Ferraro kind of putting things away at the 18:24 mark of the second half. Now they're looking for number 4. They might get it here. Low ball towards the back of the net and score it for the freshman, Kaylin Seaball. So Seaball joins the scoring parade tonight. On the Elizabeth Forward side, just sneaking it by Hannah Bohr, and didn't need even any help on the back line there as Seaball, the freshman, making it 4-0 Elizabeth Forward here at the 11:14 mark of the second half. And the Warriors showing why, again, they've had the goal differentials they've had coming in. They've now outscored their opponents in conference games this year 75-5 and overall 84-10. With the keeper, Samantha Malik, the sophomore, goals against average still below 1. Looking for another clean sheet tonight. Certainly on her way to getting it. Mustangs tested her a couple of times in the first half.
Elizabeth Forward goal.
Haven't even got to her much here in the second half.
Seaball in the 68th minute.
10:35 left here in regulation. I mentioned the number of shutouts for Elizabeth Forward. 4-0 shutout over Ringgold on September the 6th. Blanked Laurel Highlands when they hosted the Mustangs back on the 13th. 3-0 win over Belle Vernon. 18-0 over Uniontown. 13-0 over Albert Gallatin. 9-0 over Yock. 8-0 over Connellsville. So add them up. That's 7 clean sheets. This will be number 8 if they hang on here over the final 10 minutes blanking the Mustangs. Pretty impressive for a high school varsity girls soccer team. That second EFTJ game going to be a lot of fun. I believe they're playing that on Wednesday. Wednesday the 11th. That'll be at Elizabeth Forward. Warriors will play Uniontown, making up a game on Saturday, and then travel to Belle Vernon on Monday. And they'll have a non-conference game right before the playoffs against Charleroi on the 18th. Probably we'll see first-round playoff games on either either Saturday the 21st or Monday the 23rd. That's when they've generally played the first-round games. Any preliminary round games will likely be on Thursday the 19th. Probably will put out the playoff pairings the 17th or 18th, next Tuesday or Wednesday. There's Madison Niccolo for Laurel Highlands. Losing it on the near side. We're going to have to thank our sponsors for allowing us to bring you this match action tonight. Smith Lewis Chess, CPAs in Uniontown. Davis & Davis, attorneys at law. The Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes. SWGI Specialist, now part of U.S. Digestive Health. Chesler's Fine Furniture at 51 north of Uniontown. The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns. United Bank. The law offices of Zebley, Mahaloff, and White. The Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. 4-0 lead for Elizabeth Forward. They're still buzzing, looking for more. Ferraro's shot got blocked. She's trying to regain. And the Mustangs able to play it back to center. Warriors go wide on the near side here to Macy Smith. Settle down to Mia Johnston. Lexi Taylor stepping in there on the Laurel Highlands side. Look to play it back to center. Taylor Irwin there, fighting off the double team. Poke it off to her right to Morgan Ferris, trying to set up Kate Chido on the run down. Chido, plenty of speed on the Laurel Highlands side, looking for possession. Chido on the far side staying with it. Here's Chido, over 20 goals scored so far this season. Unable to make anything happen on that rush for Laurel Highlands. That one blasted out. It's 7:18 to play. Reminder, if you're watching this match on Breezeline or Armstrong Cable, I'd like to let you know that all of the South Union Sports Network games and programs are available live online. Easy to find. Just log on to the South Union Township Sports Network Facebook page, facebook.com/South Union TV. You can sign up to get notifications anytime we go live, as that one sent over the goal and over the head of Samantha Malik. You can also follow the South Union Township Sports Network on YouTube as well. Post all of our game broadcasts on the YouTube page as well. You can go back and watch a lot of old archives as well. Probably have 7 or 8 years worth of games up on the South Union Township YouTube page. And our cameraman, Billy Dice, he's bringing a pretty good archive of games on his YouTube channel as well. That DJ Dizzy Dice or Dizzy D Videos. I always ask that. Should know that by now. Dizzy D Videos. If you want to see some old-time youth and high school sports, Dizzy D Videos actually has a lot of the old South Union games on there as well. They had a middle school game from Arford Park from back in the 90s. Posted not too long ago, bringing back some memories. We were doing the Laurel Highlands middle school soccer game against Uniontown last week over at Arford. I think I mentioned during the broadcast there, Billy, it might have been the first game the Township Sports Network has done there maybe since those middle school games from back in the day. And they're actually telling me here, I don't know if it was Vince or maybe Jason Taylor, that the bleachers that you see here at Laurel Highlands High School, they actually had over at Arford for a couple of years. And they brought them back over here to the high school field. So these bleachers here were originally at Arford Park. Another little one-hopper there on Hannah Bohr. And Hannah able to make the save. And that had to be a fun venue back in the day to watch a high school football game on a Friday, of course, before the merger going back to the 1960s. But you have all the scenery there up on the hill. I can just, imagine back, behind the trees. I mean, talk about old school high school football, and for a lot of you old-timers, I'm sure you might remember some of those games there. But I can only imagine, being around back then. You talk about an old school feel for a high school football Friday. You had to have quite an environment back there at Arford Park back in the day. 4:40 left here. Elizabeth forward. Just one goal in the first half. They've tacked 3 more on here in the second half to lead Laurel Highlands by a score of 4-0. Play whistle down there with 4:30 to play. Haven't had a card issued tonight. That's always nice. Good to see the sportsmanship on both sides. That gets laid down there. There might have been a drop ball, and the Mustangs weren't on it. And the Warriors, Ferraro, losing on the near side. I don't think Laurel Highlands realized it was a drop ball. They thought it was maybe a free kick for the Warriors. So if that was an inverted whistle or what the situation was. Just an official's timeout. You don't see those too often. Nice to see when you get one of those, a little scrum for it. Mustangs trying to free up Chido. Kate never able to touch it down. Chloe Zombek coming back. Hers deflected off. Here's Ellie Mancini. Ellie pulling off to her right, looking for room, and it's the Warriors that blasted back in the direction of Ferraro again. Off of VF and out. 3:16 to play. And looking for Ferraro off to her right. She's going to win it down. Gio Ferraro, another opportunity here for the Warriors. Shot got blocked that time. Good step in from Addie Nose. Non-officials timeout. 3 changes here for the Warriors. Why did they stop the clock? We have an injury? Oh, that's right. Under 5 minutes with the lead with the substitutions, you stop it. Forgot about that. That was a new rule they instituted a couple of years ago. Alexa Terza Alyssa Terz, will send it in. That was due to the fact you had a lot of teams. They would just make wholesale substitutions anytime they could in the final 5 minutes if they had a 1-goal lead, trying to protect it. And there's no injury time or added time in high school soccer. Every time the ball went out, you can go and make a change, and then you can dilly-dally, make your way to the bench slowly, and really play out some time if you wanted to. Trying to chase that one down with Seaball. Freshman Seaball getting a goal at the 11:14 mark of the second half. That was the 4th goal scored of the match. 4 different Warriors scoring tonight. Brooklyn Baldisberger, Mia Valerio, Giovanna Ferraro, and Kaylin Seaball. Hannah Bohr sending that one out. Warriors win it back. Johnston, little push up, and Mia Johnston's shot was blocked. I think we're going to have a corner kick here. We will. And we had some rain earlier. Billy had to pull the camera back a little bit, so he's going to readjust it here. Get the corner kick in great view for you here from Kyra Greenewalt. Kyra on the lob, looking for the back post header. Warriors couldn't deflect it down. It's played back into the box, and we'll roll over the back line for a goal kick with 1:15 to play. Again, we're back here tomorrow for the Laurel Highlands boys game against Albert Gallatin. Senior night festivities will start at 7 o'clock. Game gets underway at 7:30. You can watch it here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Radcliffe sending it up in Taylor Irwin's direction. Isabella Crosby defending. Crosby sent it out. Irwin sends it back in. Looking there for Adriana Walker, had it poked away. Mustangs pinching it a little bit more with 35 seconds to play. Addie Nose deflecting that one out for Laurel Highlands. 26 seconds left. Morgan Ferris will send it the other way. 18 seconds left. Mustangs with possession. Angle it off there to Kate Chido. Chido 30 yards from goal. From her left to her right. Chido, low shot, will go wide, and that'll do it. So the Elizabeth Forward Warriors will improve now to 11-2 overall, 10-1 in the conference. Loss drops the Mustangs to 7-7 overall, 6-5 in conference play. Baldisberger, Valerio, Ferraro, and Seaball, the goal scorers tonight on the Elizabeth Forward side. That'll wrap things up here on the South Union Township Sports Network. South Union Township Sports Network coverage brought to you as a joint cooperative venture featuring Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, Breezeline Cable, Armstrong Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. Again, Brian Morozak with Billy Dice, 4-0, your final score. Elizabeth Forward over Laurel Highlands. Has been a South Union Township Sports Network presentation. So, everybody.